What got you into making music?
What got me into it? I had seen tutorials on how to actually make music and stuff like that, so just seeing how easy it was uh, helped me push a little bit, but then also like listening to songs that I like now and at the time then, when I started when I was about 12, they just seemed really easy to make by themselves, so I was just like, okay, I can give this a try. And then I started, it wasn't easy at all, and then it took me, it's taken a couple of years to get where I am now. The first program I was introduced to was GarageBand, because my dad has a MacBook. But then also, I was at my friend Matthew Ham's house. Then he introduced me to this program called Mixcraft 6, and it's more of a program that's used for live audio production. I didn't know how to actually make patterns of my own, so I chopped up audio loops and put them all together, and it sounded horrendous. So I was like, step there. I was at his house probably like a couple months later, and then he introduced me to this program called FL Studio 11. It's more simple than Mixcraft. I find it better. It's the program that I still use to this day, and it's very simple at how to use, as I said, because what I do is whenever I have a pattern in my head, a simple idea, it could be a few chord progressions or a melody of some sort, or even a simple drum beat.
What types of music do you like to make?
What types of music? That's not an easy question. I make all ranges. Like, I've made like one drum and bass song. I've made a couple house songs. I've made a couple trance songs. And just various others. Actually, a couple I can't even describe or put into a specific genre. I have a couple rolling out soon. One's trance, another one's house. If you're wondering what house is, if you ever heard of Martin Garrix, then you'll know what I'm talking about. That's house. Trance is a lot of Boots and Cats. If you want examples of trance, After She Left and Shapeshifter are really good examples.
What inspires you to keep making music?
What inspires me is what I listen to every day. The genres that I listen to every day, since I always have my iPod with me. I'll listen to the songs on my iPod, and then I'll think of the key that I want to make my next song. I can analyze what effects to add, ambient sounds in the background of the actual song. You could say what keeps pushing me to make music is just my daily influences.
Do you have any role models in making this type of music?
My role models? It depends, again, on the genre. If I'm making trance, it's Lostly, Origin. There's a couple others like Manuel Lasalle, DJ Artie. If you're talking about chill, low-down melodies, there's this guy on YouTube called Ocular Nebula.
What are your goals in the future?
One of my goals is to hopefully get a record deal. Another goal of mine is to pursue DJing. I do it at home, just for fun, for practice, and then hopefully I can get a few gigs here and there. I can aspire to be all those people that inspire me to make music.
Do you ever know what projects you will do, in the future?
I never do. It's always just at the moment kind of thing. Not that I go through different phases, it's just whatever comes to me first. It relates largely again to what my influences are at this specific time. It's just what am I actually listening to right now on my iPod at this very second. Usually I'm trying to make a lot of trance because it's been my favorite techno genre. In fact, ever since I started making music, it's just trance wasn't my first goal because it's very, very difficult. There's a lot of key components in trance. Background noises, trying to make everything right, a whole bunch of complex melodies, so I just never know what I'm going to make.
Do you ever hope to inspire other people to start making music?
Whenever I talk to people and show them my projects, they usually say it looks very difficult. That's because usually what I'm working on at the moment is kind of difficult, but if you start with some of the easier genres, for example, Big Room House, Martin Garrix and them, those are just literally a kick drum with bass added to it and a melody. Although with house, the hard part is obviously the build up and the drop, which, anticipates the whole song. you can just make simple beats and add melodies and develop your ability of making music like I did, and then it really doesn't even take that long in the scope of things. So if they really got to know the programs that are available, the digital audio workstations like Pro Tools, Cubase, GarageBand, Mixcraft, FL Studio, Reaper, you can go on forever. I do hope to inspire people about how to make music, because honestly, the more people you have making music, the more people that you can collaborate with and express your ideas with, and hopefully help them with their projects. And you can just be a good person with them, just help them out. If you get to learn the programs that are out there, of your choice, it can be very fun. It can help you express how you're feeling and stuff like that. If you're feeling happy, and upbeat, you can make something, upbeat, But there's a whole bunch of programs out there that you can learn. If you know anything about programs, don't use Audacity. The programs, they can be pretty easy to use, and then they can be pretty easy to express your ideas.
What is wrong with Audacity?
I said Audacity is not good, mainly as a joke. If you think digital audio workstations are a bit complex and out of your reach, you can really use Audacity. You can use it for live recording, and you can actually add effects to tracks within the program and adjust volume. So it's okay for live stuff. Let's say you have like a synthesizer or something, or you even have an electric piano. You can just hook up your mic to the to on top of the piano or wherever the speaker is, and just make your melodies there. It's okay. You wouldn't use it for music because it doesn't have the whole scope of things that you actually need for a project. Like, there's a few effects in there, yeah. But there's you need a way bigger range of effects. You can't really make your own melodies within the program and stuff like that. There's no actual drum sequencer or anything. But if you're mainly into live stuff, it's at like the bare minimum.